Okay, you know what? I got to get this off my chest here. I really do because I've I've been on YouTube for going on 8 years now. In September it'll be 8 years since I've been on YouTube, and everyone, and I mean like everyone on this channel has been telling me stuff like, "Oh, you're always negative all the time. Oh, you have nothing good to say about your team. Oh, you're not a real fan. You're just a pessimist." I'm going to put that to rest once and for all, especially now that I'm sitting down here recording this after the Pirates blew it in the ninth inning once again to the New York Mets to basically ensure that the best they can get is a split in this 4-game series. And they have now lost this 7-game series between the Cardinals and the Mets. What's going on, everybody? I'm Mac. Back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is down in the box below. I've been a Pirate fan for 23 years, ever since PNC Park opened up in 2001, aka when I was old enough to understand baseball, when I was old enough to have rooting interest in baseball. I've been a Pirates fan that long, since I was about 6 years old, okay? And during that time frame, the Pirates, to put it lightly, have been a very bad team. Again, putting that lightly. If I sit down here and talk about every single mismanage they've had, the lousy ownership, the awful trades, the bad drafting, the horrible seasons, the bad managers, I'd be sitting down here until Christmas. Okay? But it just seems like every time I sit down here, and I'm not even being negative about them, I'm not even being positive about them. All I'm doing is sitting down here and being honest. Okay? I don't butter anything up. I don't sugarcoat anything. I am as blunt and subjective and objective as it gets here on YouTube, especially with this team right here, because they're the first professional sports team that I've ever been a fan of. And they have been mostly awful over the course of my fandom. Aside from 2013 to 15, where they made the playoffs 3 straight years, and they should have won at least one division title during that time frame. But surprise, surprise, they couldn't beat bottom feeders like Cincinnati and Milwaukee. And they had slow starts to the season. In 2018, where they won 82 games. I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? And now this is year 5 of this rebuild that the Pirates have been through. But here's the thing. They shouldn't even still be rebuilding. This rebuild should be over with. 2024 should have been the year where the Pirates figured everything out and they're a contender now. Instead, they're 4 games under 500 going into the All-Star break, and stuff just doesn't look any better for them. A bunch of players that are hitting in the 230s, a bullpen that can't sustain a lead. Thanks a lot, Aroldis Chapman, for today. And maybe 2 or 3 other guys on this team that can actually hit the ball and play. Aside from Bryan Reynolds, you got Nick Gonzalez, who's been swinging a decent bat. And am I ready to say that he's an all-star and that he's pivotal? Not yet, because it's still a small sample size, but I like what I see with them so far. O'Neal Cruz, maybe starting to figure it out. He's been hitting the ball well lately. And Joey Bart, when he gets his chance, he has some pop in the bat. Connor Joe has some pop in the bat. But take a look at everyone else in the lineup with the Pirates and name me a guy that you would say is formidable with this team. Don't tell me how to be a fan of my team. I don't tell you guys how to be fans of your team. You know, if sitting back game after game, watching the bullpen blow leads and watching the offense not produce and blow chances to put runs on the board, if watching that game in and game out doesn't bother you or it doesn't make you mad, hey, awesome. Good for you. You know what? It pisses me off. It pisses me off because I'm a fan of the team, and this was supposed to be the year where they were supposed to be contending. Instead, they hardly look any better than last year. All right? AKA, nothing's really changed with them. And that's why I'm tough on them. That's why minded truth about them that a lot of you guys can't seem to handle. All right. My dad, okay? My dad, he told me this when I was a kid, and he still tells me this to this day. I'm almost 30 years old. My dad still tells me this. All right. It's a 6-inch difference between a pat on the back and a kick in the ass. And I got no problem doing both of those things to you. That's exactly how I am with my teams, especially this team. Like I said, they're the first team I've been a fan of. And with the lousy ownership and with the awful mismanagements, the awful trades, it's hard to sit down here and be positive about them. So, no, I'm not negative about them. I'm not even positive about them. I just sit down here and I tell you what I see, and I'm being honest with you. Okay, all these media pundits and all these people that cover this team, that's their job to butter them up. If you want that, go ahead and listen to them. This channel is reality, and with this disgraceful series against the Mets, where their 15 minutes of fame came Friday night in that 14-2 onslaught of the Mets, where they hit 7 home runs and 2 grand slams. Brian Reynolds had a 6 RBI night, and Rowdy Tellez even hit a grand slam in that game. I was like, you know what? Let's just sit back and see how the rest of the series goes. And the Pirates, the rest of the series so far, have only scored 4 runs total. Maybe if the offense could actually be productive, and maybe if not just 3 or 4 guys in the lineup actually hit, and I would say at least 7 out of the 9 in the lineup could hit, maybe I wouldn't be so mean, or maybe I wouldn't be so harsh. So, do my words hurt your guys' feelings? Oh, you want a little tissue to wipe your tears from your eyes because I'm such a meanie head about the Pirates? You know what, guys? Grow a spine. Not every video I put out about the Pirates is going to be nice, and not every video I put out about them is going to be mean to them or negative. All I'm doing is being honest. So don't you dare tell me how to be a fan of this team. Don't you dare tell me how to fan. All right? At the end of the day, I rep this logo. And I've repped this logo probably before a lot of the people, a lot of the kids watching this video. I've been repping this team way before some of the kids and some of the people on this channel were even born. 23 years I've been a fan of this team. And while I don't expect them to win the World Series every year because it's unrealistic and it's unfair, what I do expect them to do is improve. And I cannot sit down here and tell you guys with a straight face that this is an improved team. It just isn't. So next time you tell me that I'm a negative fan or that I hate the team or whatever the hell else you guys want to say that I do about this team, which is not true, go back to this video and look back at how you rep your team and see if you're any different than me. Because all I'm doing is just being honest. And all I'm doing is telling you the facts. It's not my fault you get hurt by the truth. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. I'm Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.